Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you guys about some things I'm doing to stay productive and entertained during quarantine. Now let's get right to it. Well, I go outside. I come down to the trampoline sometimes. Right now it's actually pretty wet. It's actually dry enough I could jump on it, but there's all these little weird clumps from where the snow was because it's actually snowing now. It feels like 26 degrees where I live because I live in Vermont. It's a nightmare, but we're just about to the warm season, so it's okay. I actually have parts for another trampoline. See the springs right there. The net. This place is cluttered. We actually have to clean this up a bit. But there's the tarp that goes over the springs, and of course the mat, and the poles are here, and hopefully we'll get that up soon. But you never really know. It all depends on the weather. I could put it up today, but it's too cold. I'll probably give it another couple days till it's warm again. If I'm feeling really adventurous, I might open up the shed and see what we got going on in here. This is pretty cluttered too. We have a lot of junk in our yard. We're gonna have to do some cleaning this spring, but we've got the go-kart there, which we can't use anymore because it doesn't work at the moment. The tractor, lawnmowers, all that sort of stuff. There's actually the mat cover for the other trampoline that I was just at, but it got rips and stuff, and we can't use it anymore. But, just kind of look around the house sometimes and see what I can find, because we got a lot of junk, and sometimes, you can find something you could screw around with, especially me, someone who has done woodworking and stuff like that. I can build some stuff with all the junk wood we have around here. I could probably build a house with it, for God's sake. See, this is what I mean. So, right there, there's actually the frame for the big trampoline, which actually goes a few feet that way, but we need a rake and everything first before I can do that. But, see, this right here is a huge junk pile of wood, which is what I was talking about. There's actually another one up beside the house. And what this pile is from is actually from right there. It was half of the shed, but the roof had caved in from water damage because this is a really old house that I live in. So it we tore it down and never did anything with it. Although we were gonna put a little roof on it that was more sturdy. We just didn't have the money for it yet. So when we get the money, we'll do that. And this is just kind of rotting here. So hopefully we can get that gone at some point, even if we just throw it down the woods, because nobody uses the woods, not even us anymore. And depending on the time of year, which is something I prefer to do a lot, which I might be doing a lot more this year at my house as opposed to a campground, is getting into the camper and seeing what we can do. For example, it's not plugged in right now, so see the lights don't work. And the slide out is in. The battery's in, but the slide out is in. We opened it up to take out all the dryer sheets from it being winterized. It was actually a dead mouse in here. And this was a couple days ago, so we took care of that, obviously. But yeah, we normally do camping a month in July. And we're not necessarily going to be able to do that this year if quarantine doesn't stop in time. It's actually towards it's like a week or two in July this year, into July, which is different than how we normally do it. But it's how we just happened to book it this year. So hopefully, if we can't get camping from quarantine, since we have all this land across the street from our house that we own, hopefully we will be able to turn the camper sideways, put a little fire pit down here, because we have one up at the top of our driveway. Hopefully we can put one down here, as you can see right there. We'll put it over there or something, right at the edge of the yard, and we can have our own full-on campsite. And the reality is, I think regardless of if we can camp or not, we should do it, because I think that would be a really cool thing to do. This is something I really love, but I don't really show much attention to it anymore. It's the treehouse that we have with a tire swing. This is actually built by my uncle, who's a carpenter, 6-7 years ago now, maybe. It's actually been a while. It's pretty crazy. My dad, the story though, is that my dad, we wanted a treehouse, and my dad tried to make my dad tried to make a treehouse in this tree over here. As you can see, there's a board there. So he didn't know what to do. He tried nailing 2 boards up there. It was uneven. It was not safe. It did not work at all. So we called up my uncle, said, hey, you want to come build us a treehouse when you got the time? Because he's a busy guy. So he did. He built us this really cool treehouse. It's really sturdy. And we have a lot of spare tires on the yard. Maybe 10 or 12 total. And we found this really thick old rope down in the woods. And we decided to tie it on the other tree with the treehouse. We tied it over there with the original one, on a branch, but we decided to put it on the actual treehouse. And as you can see up there, it's actually knotted very, very well. Let me zoom in a bit. It's a really nice knot. I don't even know how we did it. It was just crazy. And of course, down here is pretty thick too. It's pretty high off the ground. Unless you're at least 5 feet tall, it's going to be a little tough to get onto. It's actually, you can see there's a lot of cracks in the tire. It's very worn out at this point, which is fine. And I'm pretty dumb, and I've actually on multiple occasions gone from standing up on top of that all the way up over the railing. And if you come over here, I don't know how well it was seen, but there's actually a ladder here that's actually still in very good shape. This is in really good shape for the condition it's in. And, you know, obviously this railing here, you know, there's actually some cool pictures on my parents' social media, which I'm not going to share necessarily because they don't want to be stalked or anything, of the building process, and it's really cool. You know, there's, like, we actually have a wood shingled roof. It's pretty crazy. And, you know, of course you got the metal piece up there. It's all mounted. We worked around the tree. There's a rug right here that has been blown up by the wind. My little brother, when he's got nothing to do and it's nice outside, he likes to, which it's not right now. It's actually colder than it was earlier because I'm actually recording this later on because I ran a couple errands with my dad. But my little brother likes to come up when it's nice and do some work to it. The door is actually really funny. It's just a standard door that's been cut shorter. If we come in here, it's actually really small in here for me now. But you know, you come in. There's some spiders and stuff in here sometimes, but oh well. What the hell are you gonna do? We got the light up there, which does not work anymore. And I think it's the bulb, not the wiring, because the outlet works. I don't know if this works, but this was in our shed. Actually, oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I guess it does work. I imagine it'd work better at night or if the shade was off. And, you know, we got our outlet down there and everything. I haven't been in here since my little brother did any renovations or anything, and it looks pretty nice. He actually knows what he's doing. He wants to put up plywood and sheetrock and, or something and insulate it and all that stuff, which would actually be pretty cool. Because then he could actually put in a throw rug or something and potentially stay in here for a night, which would be pretty neat. You know, and of course we have a camp chair right here. This will actually go in our camp, or in our camper, I should say, when we go camping, if we do. If not, we'll just bring it from here down to by the fire pit, depending on what we do. He took this little stand, he put in a radio and everything. That radio is in the shed, there's a flashlight. He's got some work gloves down there and everything. He's actually taken pretty good care of this. I'm actually very shocked at how well he's done. Obviously, he doesn't have the experience to hang up drywall or anything, but my uncle does, and though I don't have experience with drywall, I can very easily put up the plywood. So I can help with that, obviously, because I'm in the electrical program at my school and the woodworking program, so I have a bit of experience with that. If I was in construction, I would know a bit more, but I don't really care to do that. At least at the moment, because it's not my main focus, because obviously wrestling is. But yeah, there is a real window too, a legitimate window with a screen and everything. It's surprisingly high quality. Like, I mean, it's been here for 7 years, and it definitely could use some TLC. We never even finished painting it, but it's still in pretty good shape, and it's still really sturdy, and I totally trust this 100%. It's actually really cool. Like, it's honestly kind of like the best way to live in like an apocalypse setting, you know? Because you got like the deck, you're up high, you're on a post. It's actually really smart, I think. It's a nice little hut. It's pretty cool. This is actually something I didn't show earlier, is there's actually a safety bar here that my uncle put up and jointed on the corner post by the ladder of course being right there. So there's actually a post, that way you can't fall off of it. Look, you can't really see it, but I'm leaning up against it. It's pretty cool, and this is a legitimate sturdy treehouse, and it's pretty crazy how good my uncle is at what he does, because he did this. He actually remodeled the bedroom I used to be in before I'm in the one I'm in now that you guys see in videos, and he did a great job with that too. It's pretty crazy. You know, I'm really proud of the work he's done. It's really cool. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, because this was a fun video to make. If you guys want to see more, let me know, like, comment, all that stuff. You know how it goes. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys next time.